Welcome everyone. My name is Paula Phillips, also known as JournalArtista. And quickly, I just want to apologize for the quick exit on Wednesday. I had my cell phone on, thinking just in case I would have problems with my stream, I could check Twitter or something crazy. Well, I got a message. I shouldn't have looked. It affected me. I had to go take care of it. So I apologize for that. Tonight, no cell phone. Plus, Simon's over there anyway, so maybe that can cause more trouble. But anyway, so tonight we're going to work a little bit with black gesso, dilution spray inks, and a jelly plate. So I'm going to do multiple, because you know when you get out the jelly plate or you do something like that, you want to work on multiple things. You're not going to get out the jelly plate to work on, one page. You need, once you get that bad boy out, you got to do multiple things. So just prior to the recording, am I frozen? I know the chat's going to go fast, guys. I really appreciate everybody being here. So if you have a question for me, don't forget, you can put a Q and a colon so that it turns blue and I can see it. That would be wonderful. Yeah. So a jelly plate starts with a G, G-E-L-L-I. Of course, I do not have, I just have the packaging, but I don't have the, oh, here I am. Surprise, I'm giving one away tonight. Actually, it's not too much of a surprise because I know I mentioned it in my last stream there, but I haven't advertised it too much. So jelly plates are made by Gelli Arts. This is a 6x6. They come in 8x10, 6x6, ginormous, and an 8x8 circle. So it's a mono printing plate. So anyways, this is a 6x6 one, never opened. Gonna give away a little bit later. But first, let's talk about black gesso. I've only tried Golden's black gesso because I love it so much that I haven't bothered looking at any other company. So I do really, I really suggest, well, Golden anything, but I've had this bad boy probably a long time. So one jar, it's going to last you a long time unless you, well, I guess, unless you use it a lot, I suppose. That doesn't make any sense. 12x14, a ginormous one. Thanks, Jean. So I am not the expert on jelly plates. That is for sure. You can go see the wonderful Carol Duby. Oh my goodness, she corrected my pronunciation of her name, which I love. If I ever pronounce any of your names wrong, please correct me. And I might have just gotten that. But anyways, you can check out Caroline Duby. You can check out the wonderful Julie Faye Fan Balzer. She has, I believe it's $15 class. I bought the watercolor one and the jelly plate one, and I'm still working on the watercolor. I haven't even looked at the jelly plate. So check out those fine ladies. If you don't have black, black gesso is going to give you a very, very dark, almost like a chalkboard finish. So you use black craft paint. When I first did this technique on a YouTube video a few years ago, I guess almost 3 years ago now, I used black craft paint. So if you don't have black gesso, black craft paint just as good. So prior to the show, I did already paint one coat, and if you're going to use craft paint, I would suggest 2 coats of craft paint and one if you use black gesso. That's another plus of using the black gesso. Hey, Jen. Is that a joke, Linda? Sorry, I don't know if she's just giving me a poke or if she really means. Hi, Erica. Dana. Okay. So we did that prior to the show. I'm also going to do, we talked a lot about clear gesso on the last stream. So this is scrapbook paper. It's already in my book, so I can't tell you who. It might be Glitz Designs. I can't remember. But anyways, it's already got clear gesso on this, so we'll be doing the same technique with that as well as a test. I've got a prior made jelly print from This is black craft paint here with some Artist Seller. Of course, they're wonderful stencils from the Cathedral line. So I've got that, and lastly, we're going to do an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, which I will quickly coat here live, and then I'm going to set that off to the side. So I'm going to make some card backgrounds with this 8.5 by 11. So I just want to prep this. It's just a piece of, I don't know, I believe I bought it at Hollow's Paper Craft about 15 years ago. Maybe not 15, but quite a long time ago. So I'm just going to black gesso. Hey Jan, good to see you. Hey Joyceage. Okay, I gotta start gesso and stop. So this gesso I've had, like I said, for a long time. So if it's a little thick, I feel sometimes it's a little thick. So I'm just gonna, I dip my brush to the side here in some water. And then that just kind of helps it spread a little bit better. Joyceage, I was just talking about you and I just uploaded some in their entirety, some really old Ustream shows, and we did the 30-minute scrapbook pages where you had your timer out. You had your timer out on me. That was definitely fun. Hi, Anita. Hopefully I said hello to her. Hi, Vicky. Alright, next little bit. This stuff sure gets all over your hands. Or maybe it's just because maybe you can just see it extra well. Because it's black. Alright. Okay. So if you see some glare, yes, black craft paint, definitely. 2 coats of black craft paint or 1 coat of black gesso. Alright, so I'm going to put this off to the side for a second to dry. Where am I going to put it? I can't. Should I put it on my white laptop? That would be bad news. It's already got. Egg timer. Alright, so I'm just going to quickly wipe this off my Ranger craft mat. I have to say, and I'm saying Ranger out loud, guys, because I get a lot of questions about craft mats on my YouTube videos when I upload them to YouTube and such. So sometimes, you know, you forget because there's, you know, it's amazing. There's so many. I mean, there's billions of people in the world. You know, it's amazing. All the different people that watch your videos from all over the world. All right, that may have don't know anything about the craft or the art. Just looking for where. Oh, there, my baby wipes here to wipe it off. Oh, thanks, Jen. It's so good to see you. Hi, Debbie. Aw, that is so nice to say, Diane. I agree. All right, because I know we have some of our other wonderful friends lurking, which they know who they are watching, who they are, and that we love them. Okay. So I'm gonna get up. So now I'm gonna work in steps while that air dries. I'm gonna start with my art journal here. It's upside down. I'm just gonna give this a quick zap to make sure that it's completely dry. Even though we did it prior to the show, I want to make sure it's dry. Oh my goodness, I got black gesso on my shirt. Not that it's a big deal, except that it's transferring everywhere else. I want to make sure it's completely dry so the stencil and stuff doesn't stick. So, heat gun. Oh, Debbie, I sure miss my Starbucks. Now, Keurig all the way. Hi, Brenda. I wasn't looking at the food talk either, or the Thin Mints cookies, or any of those other delicious chicken soups and things that you guys are talking about. I wasn't paying attention. All right. So I've got a bunch of different things, but in my art journal here, I'm going to use the Set After stencil again. I know we just used this on Wednesday, but I absolutely love it. I believe there's 4 in his line. And I just love the, the almost, it's not just doodles, it's like graffiti-ish, like hard doodles. I just absolutely love it. Anyways, what I'm going to do is, what I want to do is put it in my art journal. I'm going to close it on it after I spray it. So I just want to make sure that it closes without smearing. So I have some Dylusions here. You could also use Adirondack color wash or any type of spray that is not permanent. In other words, whenever water or something liquid touches it again, it reacts or gets wet again. That's not the right word. Gets wet again. Of course it gets wet again if you add water to it. You know what I mean. All right. So I just picked 5 colors because we're working on a couple different projects over here. I'm not going to spray them all on this particular page. But I think I will go with red and pink and, let's see, vibrant turquoise. So let's hope. So I'm just spraying it all over the stencil but let me rephrase that. I want to cover the entire stencil, but with the different colors. So I'm not spraying the same color all over the stencil. I'm adding different colors, and then choosing a different color and spraying more. So that's a whole lot of ink. Now I'm going to close my journal. I'm going to flip it over so that it gets some pressure. I'm going to put it behind me here and let it set to dry. Because my ultimate goal is to have ink on both sides of that page with the same stencil. You can take, as you'll see with the next one. So this time I'm going to take this, sorry for the blurage. Of course, Set After stencils are available from Stencil Girl, which is owned by the wonderful Mary Beth Shaw, who we love. So going back to the Maria Maguire chevron stencil, why? Because it looks like a doily and has chevrons. I absolutely, well, you know me, I love all stencils, but there's just something, this mixes 2 of my favorite things, doilies and chevrons. so I'm excited about that. Also a Stencil Girl stencil designed by Maria Maguire. So this time I think I'm going to go with the purple, blue, and green. Maybe just blue and green. So because it's not a full background, this is going to be, oh, you're dizzy because this is pretty busy paper. I know. Because this isn't black, it's going to be a completely different look than, when I'm using my art journal or that, or the 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. It's going to be a little bit different because it's not going to be all black. This is going to have spots of white come through. So it's going to be a slightly different, same technique, just slightly different way. So I was just spraying some blue there. Stencil Girl stencil designed by Maria Maguire. That was vibrant turquoise. Now I'm going to take some, oh, it's dripping. I'm getting some splots over here. I'm going to take some London blue as well. And if you're already at the Stencil Girl site, You have to check out, I know I've been sending messages on Facebook. Ooh, retweeting on Facebook and stuff. But I absolutely love Pam Carricker's new stencils. Can I just say that? Well, you know I love Pam Carricker, but okay. I've got a lot of ink on that bad boy. I love that, Linda. Oh, Linda makes me laugh every time. I'm telling you that, you know, she tweeted. She has these tweets that are just hilarious. And last, like the one about the clairvoyance, I had to read it 3 times before I got the joke. All right. So this is a come on. This is a prior jelly printed from a long time ago. Like I said, it's been a good year since the last time I used that. Let's try a couple different dilution colors here. Let's try some lighter ones on this one. And because it's beside me, we'll go back to this gear stencil. So I'm going to use some squeezed orange. Because I'm trying to read in some hidden message of it, right? Like, okay, am I clairvoyant? Nope. So who's she talking about? Is she talking about me? Can't be talking about me. Can't be. Hi, Mickey. Oh, boy. Uh-oh, this is bad news. Oh, see? Why does everybody do that? This is the green. Oh, there we go. As soon as the spray's not working, what do? You look at it just by habit almost. I don't even think about it, but then what happens is it gets unclogged and then squirts me in the face. So there's lots of ink on this stencil, which is also a Mary Beth Shaw stencil from Stencil Girl. So I'm putting it in my bigger art journal, Dylusions art journal. What is it? 9 by 10. So I'm going to put this one off to the side to dry. Welcome, Donna. So glad to have you. Let me just double check everything's kosher. And last but not least, for us to spray was this 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock that we're going to turn into cards. Heat gun. Alright. Let's see, what's the next stencil that's beside me? That one has tape on it. Can't use that. Well, sorry, just looking for one more stencil. This stencil's by Andrew. Oh my goodness, I can't pronounce his last name for sure. It's Borolz, I believe. I'm probably totally butchering that, and I apologize. I should have wrote it down. I didn't know I was going to use this tonight. But it's one of those cool layering stencils. I did a Stencil Girl blog post on that a bit ago now. I believe it was sometime in the summer. Anyways, I'm going to put some purple. So we're just making a background here. Of course, you're not going to see purple and blue on top of black. And the magic happens when we add the other lighter paint later. Let's see, a little bit of red. See, I already did that once. You actually used this stencil once in this art journal by cleaning it off. What I mean is placing a dirty stencil into your art journal and closing it. So I'm going to add another layer to that one. That'll be exciting. So you can see, especially on this, you can see where the spray is. When that completely dries, you won't be able to see that glare. It's awesome. It's like that stencil is like an itty bitty background stamp. You can create so many, you know, top layers, as I like to call them. I'm just looking for the book. One quick second. I thought my journal might be close, but it's not. It's not. Okay. So we got everything ready, right? We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we can get out the jelly plate. I think I'll do this one first because it kind of shows the technique better. I'm going to make sure this is heat set, so let me just... No, it's sweet goodness. Beacon. Black gesso, my friend. Alright. And we got this one. I just want to make sure everything's dry because when you start with the jelly plate, I don't want my paint on the jelly plate to dry. So you want to make sure that everything's ready to go before we use it. Pecan. Mars black, just as good. Okay, last one over here. Oh. I don't even start. This is the first page in my new composition journal, and already got ink on it. Okay. Let's see. It's not gonna. The one problem, so when you use a composition journal, or pretty much any journal that has very thin pages, I glue 2 pages together, primarily with, not primarily, always with a glue stick on both sides of the pages. And sometimes it can get a little wrinkly. So I'm going to have to sit on this book to make sure all the spray ink has transferred to both sides of the pages. So don't forget that, don't let me forget that I'm sitting on it. Okay. Alright. So I do keep the packaging of my jelly plate. I know, I have trouble with names. Everybody has trouble with names. It's no shame. There's no shame in asking again. Alright. So your plate comes with 2 pieces of film. I'm going to keep one over here. Now, are we going to struggle with... Hi, Sharon! Yeah, I have no way to flatten the pages. Are you kidding me? Not as much, but I still have... Alright, that's That's dry, that's dry. Now we got our plate. Okay, so on this one, I'm just talking to myself to make sure I got everything ready. And a brayer. The last thing I need is a brayer. Here it is. Yeah, lots of people, that's true. If you're a newbie and you look at there's top tabs in the chat, and one will say social media or social, and the other one says chat. So if you're looking at the social, that means that you're tweeting or Facebooking or doing whatever. I don't see it. The messages you sent are going over there. So you need to come come to the chat section where it says chat, not social. Okay, I'm just going to take some craft paint. Hi Karen, and I want to do light colors. So I'm choosing some orange and yellow for this particular one. I did buy some last summer. I bought some TriArt, some new paints on TriArt. They're supposed to be for printmaking. I don't even know where they are because I bought them just after I moved and then haven't used them. I bought them specifically for the plate, so we'll see how that goes. So I'm just going to move this around a little bit with my brayer. And I need to find my other journal so I can... It feels really weird sitting on your composition book, I'll tell you that. I just have another journal over here. It's... Oh my goodness. Who would need a stencil? If I use that, I could just use stretch marks as track. That sounded wrong if you're reading, if you're watching the recording. Anyway, so the focus of this, or you know, I want to showcase the spray that we put on these. So I'm not going to use a stencil on my jelly plate. I'm just going to use Catalyst tools. I actually bought these newer ones, which are plastic, not rubber. I actually bought them at the wonderful Art House Studio. Karen, who's in the chat here, her wonderful store, when I was there. All right. So I do want to, I'm just going to use some, I don't know what. I'm just adding texture because I want the stencil to show through on top of that. So we'll just make a huge mess. And then if you don't like some of it, you can just go like this, watch. Because to me, everything I do is about the next building up layers. So this one, remember we said this is a jelly printed plate. A jelly printed print from a while ago. Alright, so I'm going to place it down on top. I'm not the expert at jelly plates, that's for sure. I haven't played around with them enough. But it's fun. Alright, so we got this right now. I'm going to set that to dry, and what's going to happen is that the ink that we sprayed on top of that's going to come through. Ooh, one thing I forgot, I need some Frazen paper. Uh-oh. The one thing about jelly printing is you should have a lot of paper around you for all these, you know, extra oddball prints. I shouldn't say oddball, they're not oddball, they're leftover prints. Some leftover prints. Yeah, Patty Parrish, or like I said, I bought a online class from Julie Faith Ann Balzer for $15. She has a whole bunch of them, like getting to know watercolor, a whole bunch of different classes she has. I want to say there's 10. Neocolor 2s. But I haven't looked at it yet. Alright, so I'm just using whatever leftover paint on that. Now I'm going to just wipe that off, which will probably make everybody cringe. But, sorry, I'm looking for my spray, water spray. I thought I had everything, but no spray water. It's bad news. How am I going to clean this off? So normally you would have some water spray. I guess I just have to take. Oh no. Yeah, I know. I'm probably competing with the Olympics. You guys are watching some awesome Olympics. So I'm taking my water bottle, which I don't suggest. I'm just going to wipe this off with a paper towel. You can leave little bits of stuff on there and it comes off on the next layer, but I will not today. Okay, so next we're going to go for this one. You can use a baby wipe. Of course, that would be smart, considering I use a baby wipe for absolutely everything else, right? Night, Vicky. Okay, so that has, excuse me, I put down. I'm going to use the yellow again. This is just craft paint and a little bit of really light pink craft paint. There's already orange on my brayer, but I'm just going to go with it. There's a lot of paint on this. I think with anything in life, right? It's all about practice. All about practice. Trying different things, seeing what works for you. Just wiping off some of this extra on my brayer scrap piece here. And this time I'm going to use my fly swatter. My mini fly swatter. It's a catalyst brush. When I first bought them, I think it was Eileen that told me, that reminded us that they look like fly swatters. Okay. I'm just going to do some circles. So the same company that makes those wedges make these paintbrushy type things. And my hand is really shaking. Whoa! Sorry, I look up in this blurry city. Hey, Cheryl. Welcome, Sawyer. Come on. I was just going to drink out of that bottle. Oh my goodness. Okay. Sorry, I wasn't looking up and I noticed that my screen was blurry. So this time I'm going to take this particular art journal. So remember, we've got pattern paper that already has a coat of clear gesso, and then we spray inked on top. I'm going to lay it on the plate. I'm going to stand up for this bad boy. Put my back into it, as I like to say. Oh! I just remembered that I was sitting on my journal now that Alright. Ooh, look at how cool that looks already. I'm excited about that one. Interesting. I don't even look at this. That's good news. That's my new one. Instead of bad news, I'm gonna say that's good news. I love this. I'm gonna try to I'm gonna try to print it real quick in my journal and see if it works. Over here on this side. Stand up. So I'm putting, like I said, I'm really putting my back into it because when you're working with a book, you know, it's not like a single sheet of paper on your jelly plate. So I want to make sure I get it, just like if I were rubber stamping. The larger it is, or the more uneven something is, you want to stand up. So. Whoa. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, I can sit down now. So that was mixed because the ink was already on the page. I didn't put any ink on the jelly plate, but the ink transferred to the jelly plate from that. So that's cool. All right. See what I mean about jelly plates, and you just, you know, you really gotta, you can't just do one. You're gonna sit there and it's never ending, because now on this I'm gonna add some more blue paint and pull another print. Do I use deli paper? I bought some parchment paper over there, but no, I haven't played around enough with it yet. So no, we haven't tried deli print. I haven't, but I know it's awesome. I know lots of people do awesome work with it. And again, this is just craft paint. That's a whole separate topic about all the different types of paints and mediums you can use on jelly prints, jelly plates, and all the different looks, different prints you can get with it. Okay, now where am I going to put this print? Oh, yeah, this is the Dylusions journal, the smaller one. Let's see. Stand up again. Oh, I must have looked at the chat and shuffled my book, because that did not go so well. Let's pull this last one and then I'll wipe it off again. I have lots of Oklahoma, lots of friends in Oklahoma. We have lots of ones everywhere. So that separate pull was a little strange. Okay, but anyways, it's about the experience. That's what's the fun with jelly plates and all this model printing. You don't know what you're gonna get. Alright, this time I am gonna take a baby wipe and clean it off the right way. Is a baby whale Alta what? Joyceage? It's a flopper too. I think what one of the chatters is saying that they want to try jelly printing on dryer sheets. I'm assuming that means used dryer sheets, because used dryer sheets are kind of soft. All right. One more here. It's definitely a practice of letting go of perfection, of perfectionist tendencies when you use this. Not necessarily that I have those tendencies. Okay. Oh, a little bit of blurage. So let's go back to my art journal. Hello. The one I was sitting on. I'm not sitting on it anymore. So now where is it? Oh. Okay. So I want to dry this with my heat gun to make sure that, just so that the page won't stick. To make sure the page won't stick when I turn it over here. Okay. Heat gun. This looks more like an Easter page. But I love it. I love how that turned out looking so random. See you later, Net. Love it. Okay. So let's turn the page over. Remember, we have the black gesso. Maybe I... See, Sharon? I'm not light enough. It's sticking! Okay, so it's sticking because on this particular stencil I had paint, gesso, and quite possibly. Or it could have not just been completely dry. Okay, so I'm going to take a quick heat gun to this page as well to make sure that all the... I need to put this away before I spill my water here. To make sure that all the spray ink is dry. Heat gun. I love taking techniques and changing them or adding to them, or, you know, when I first did this technique 3 years ago on YouTube, so different than what, you know, I shouldn't say so different, but it's so awesome to be able to build on top of that technique. You know, originally you learn this technique from either Leslie at Comfortable, it's a mixture of Leslie at Comfortable Shoes Studio and Julie Faye Van Balzer doing this with white gesso. But taking it that extra step, that's how my mind works. I absolutely love it. Okay, so we got our plate. Now, because this is a composition book, and what size are composition books? 9 3/4 by 7.5. So I'm gonna pull 2 plates. When I press this down, I'm gonna do 1 page, and then we'll paint it up and we'll do the other page. And we've got some major blurage going on. Okay. So this page is going to be a little bit Valentine's-y. I remember that I have some red on there, so I'm gonna add some pink. And I know I did some purple, so let's see. Should I do pink and orange or pink and yellow? Pink and orange, I guess. We'll see. A little bit. Why not add all 3? Whoa, that's too much. That's bad news. Okay. So this is going to be pretty much the title page of this new art journal. What I'm calling it... Oh, there's some like... Oh, that's bad news. Why? Why do I have so much blurage problems tonight? Maybe I'm just forgetting that I've always had blurage problems. Okay, so as I was saying, this is going to be the title page on this journal. So I've had the weight loss journal. Now it's not about weight loss, it's about being fit. So I'm going to make a fitness journal. Okay, so for on one page, no, let me see it. Let's work it this way because my journal is in portrait, not landscape. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to my fancy This is, again, it's a catalyst. They have different ones. This is what the ones that they call a brush. And you know, I saw somebody when I first bought this a few years ago, a year and a half ago, whenever it was. I saw somebody post that they have these at yeah, I know autofocus, but if yeah, I need to work on that. They sell them at Michael's now. I saw somebody on Instagram. If you're not on Instagram, I want over there. I'm over there. I love it. I'd love to see you over on Instagram. Anyways, Michael's is selling them now. Okay, so it is a Valentine. I'm chatting way too long for this paint here. It's Valentine's Day. I know some people don't like necessarily Valentine's. We're not big celebrators ourselves, Simon and I. In fact, last weekend we were grocery shopping and he made me buy my own Valentine's Day card. It was a pug one. So, because he said he would never see it again. Or that's his excuse, I suppose. I told him you better write something really meaningful in it. Okay. So I'm just freehanding some hearts. Just for the background. Alright. That's a 6. I'm going to make sure an odd number. I'll add a 7th one up here. That's awesome, Vicky. Alright, so this is page number 1. Put that on. Again, I'm going to stand up to make sure I'm in the lumpy bumpies. The question mark is a Q, Q2, and a colon. Yeah, it's one of those ones that opens and sings. So it opens and sings Snoop Dogg. Oh boy. Alright. So I'm just making sure. Now we're going to pull. Everybody cross their fingers. Ta-da! Oh, I love it! Oh, this technique turned out so much better than I thought. What, haters? Haters gonna hate. Bring it. I'm just kidding. I only have one competition and I look at it in the mirror every day. One competitor. I love it. And it's going to be even better as the ink pulls out more. Anyways, so let's stop chatting about that and let's work on this. Pulling this off. What color should I put on top of that now? Red. Let's go for some like real bright red. Let's see what happens. Except for the heart. I love you too, Jean. We all need to just bomb Jean with hearts. Thanks, Miss Pris. Alright, this is some cheap bright red craft paint from the Dollarama. Nothing wrong with that. What can I pull this print? I guess I forgot when I prepared for the class that you wouldn't. That's bad news. That I would need extra paper to print on. This is the Dylusions journal. That's not upside down. Okay, that's gonna be upside down. What is my inspiration to keep on track? You know, there's so many, those Fitspo quotes. I truly believe in them, but you know, it's you have to really. It's a mental battle. Losing weight's mental, absolutely. Keeping it off even more mental. For me is the truth. So, you kind of have, I truly believe in taking pictures of yourself. You see me post some crazy selfies. I posted selfies of me showing my belly, even. So that shows up. So when you take selfies of yourself, you know, a different weight, like every month, for example, and you compare those every month, you know, you think, because so many people, if you lose 5 pounds in a month, you think, oh, it's no big deal, right? Because you don't see it in yourself. They say you have to lose about 20 pounds before you notice any changes in yourself. Um, and that's the hardest thing. But you have to not just don't look at how far you have to go. Think about how far you've already come. It's hard. I know it's really hard once you start getting compliments, because people, you know, you start to lose weight and then you get compliments and then you think, oh, oh, I look so great. You feel great. Um, I know it can be hard, but you can do it. That's for sure. And I can't wait to go back to school to help you out. One of the first courses I'm going to be taking, or first certifications, called a nutrition and weight loss specialist. Because yes, I've done it before. Yes, I've lost 80 pounds. Yes, I've kept it off for a year. I had a little relapse. I gained 20. It's back off, plus more now. But, you know, I still want to go back to school and learn how to do it properly so I can healthily help other people. But with Artful Weight Loss, my new website coming up, I've got so many new things. I've got videos taped for classes, all this good stuff, but I really want to make sure I have that schooling to make sure I'm helping other people healthily and ethically. And a big shout out to thank you so much to those of you that are helping me out at GoFundMe. That money is 100% going to schooling, and you know, I give back. I teach live classes. I love you guys, and when I am fully certified as a personal trainer, there's lots of good stuff coming away for art and for fitness and health. Look at my hands tonight. After all that, anyways, let's get back to this. We have another page. I almost don't want to take this off, but we will. I really wish I had a spray bottle close. Maybe there's one. Hold on. No such luck. No such luck. This is very frustrating when you don't have a spray bottle, by the way. Yeah, you measure in inches. You know, I measure myself I weigh myself every day. And I talked about it last time. It's mostly because if I weigh myself once a week, and say you weigh yourself every Friday, and Thursday you have your well-deserved treat meal, or that wonderful time of the month, or who knows what, and your weight can fluctuate almost 4 or 5 pounds in a day. I would be so ticked if I gained weight, even though you've been good all week and you know you haven't gained weight, but you're retaining that water. So I weigh myself every single day. And it just ends up going like this, because you're just going to go up, but eventually, let me see if I can do this upside down. You're just going to go, no, that's the wrong way. It goes like this, up and down, but gradually it'll go all the way down. But I truly believe also that you gotta do what works for you. Some people have like major anxieties over the scale, so I would never say do that. But also it helps me, you know, I avoided the scale when I gained the 20 pounds back in the summer after I moved here. I really avoided that scale. And that's where you forget, where I forgot anyways. Forget might not be the right word, but you can quickly lose track of what you're eating and what you weigh. Alright, enough of that stuff right now. It is exciting. I never, ever, always say myself in the morning before I eat or drink anything. Every day before I take a shower. Yeah, exactly, Linda. was a hard choice, you know, because I went right out of high school. I started that box plant, other than working at the scrapbook store for a little bit. That box plant's pretty much been the only job I've ever had from 16 on. And I knew, I figured I had to go back to school, but choosing, you know, safety, this, that, and I really feel that I can blend art and fitness together in a good way. Because I've been where you've been before. I've been from 240, size 22 down, so I'm excited. I'm also going to take, so weight loss nutrition specialist, personal, fully certified personal trainer, and another one that's for elderly people. I really want to work with elderly people too. So there's a whole separate course just for prenatal, postnatal, and working with seniors and elderly. So, anyways, I got orange and yellow on this bad boy. Let's get back to this real quick. Let's talk about that. Although I'm excited, and it's one of those ones I can start taking courses. Once I get enough money, I can take them right away. I don't have to wait for, you know, the full tuition or whatnot. All right. So again, we got yellow and orange. And if you're on my Fitness Pal, you know, I love my Fitness Pal. I'm there all the time. I'd love to have you over there. I'm JournalArtista anywhere. So you want to reach me, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, my Fitness Pal, or JournalArtista. All right. So this time I want to create blocks. I want to create some blocks for journaling, for the title, I guess I should say. Let me see. My page is portrait, so I'm going to put it up like that. So I want to have a border. Uh-oh. Screen went blank. So this is going to be for the opposite page in our journal. So I'm creating a border, and then I'm going to create lines where I'll put my title. Make sure it's an odd number. I'm just going to play around with it till I like it. I think I kind of like it with going all the way out to the ends like that. My Fitness Pal. It's an app or it's a website. It's awesome. It helps you track what you eat, but it's so easy because you can just scan stuff. It's got a barcode scanner, so say today I had some President's Choice Blue Menu lentil soup or something, and you could just hold up your phone and scan it. Anyways, I gotta stop. I gotta press this before. All right, so we got the other side of our page. This was the first side. Let's press the second one. So again, I put my back into it. Oh, our wonderful friend Debbie said if you don't if you don't have a catalyst, I don't want to call it a fly swatter, but if you don't have a catalyst wedge or paintbrush like that, you can use, it looks like a tip of a hair dye bottle, like if you're dyeing your roots. I won't say which Debbie said that. All right. Just smoking is a whole other topic. You know, I quit. A lot of you know. Oh, it's thanks to the. Let me pull this, and then we'll have a little bit more chat. Nobody wants to hear my life story all the time. I love it. Okay, so you're looking at it upside down. So the more that this dries, the more it pulls through. Your ink will pull through. So when we originally did this technique, without the jelly plate. Let me see if I can find the journal, quickly the journal that we first did that in. Oh my gosh. Was it this one? It was published in. There we go. This is the first one we did live. This page, if you recognize, it was one of the ones that was published in some Art Drilling magazine by Somerset. So it's a completely different. It's not completely different, I suppose. I've had success with Lindy's, but just not as with the Lindy Stamp Gang spray, but it's not as potent. You know, your Adirondacks color washes or your Dylusions ink spray, they're very, very, very saturated. But I have had, especially with their Moonshadow Mist line. So a little bit different, right? This is where we went through a stencil, and then we used a circle stencil. Actually, I think I die cut it, if I remember. I die cut that stencil from a circle, Sizzix circle die, because we didn't have the circle stencils, or I didn't have a circle stencil back then. So you can use different things. I am excited about this. I cannot tell you. Look at, yay! Okay, I'm chatting here, and we still have this whole thing I need to pull real quick. Right. Let's see what happens if I put black on there. You think it'll show up again? No, because there's ink on there. So let's try. Oh, what's here? Caribbean. I always glue 2 pages together in composition books or any book that has thin pages. Whether it's a magazine, art journal, a sketchbook, composition, always glue 2 pages with a glue stick, with glue on both sides of the pages. Usually I'll sit down and do a whole book or half a book or a bunch of pages and then put it under a whole bunch of other books or magazines, something heavy, overnight, so then they're a little bit flatter. Ends up being a little bit flatter. Your pages end up being a little bit flatter if you have them wet. Sorry, pressed while they dry. What will I use to write on those pages? Probably my Sharpie markers. Any markers, because now you're writing on craft paint, so anything sticks. Well, let me rephrase that, because you know Sharpie, thin Sharpie markers, fine tip Sharpie markers don't do so well on craft paint, but the brush ones do. I didn't see what happened to our wonderful friend Jane, but I hope you're okay. So that did nothing. I did something wrong there. Again, not the jelly plate expert, but I do like thinking of new ideas to use it for. I've been, you know, my Sharpie brush markers, I just absolutely love them. I don't know if it's because they're juicy. Well, I know why. I use the Sharpie brush markers more than my Faber-Castell Pit pens, the big brush pens, because the Sharpie ones are cheaper. So I feel like, oh, I've got to treasure my big brush pens, and I can just get any Sharpie brush markers any old time. Or that's what I say so in my head. Absolutely, Jay said. And not only am I using Bic pens, but we've upgraded. Bic, I use those, but now Bic also sells the 1.6 millimeter. So this pen which I found at Walmart. Come on. Now I'm too shaky. There we go. 1.6 for writing on top you know all the techniques I do with Bic pens. If you've watched my DVD, I used one. I love them. Um, the here goes the plate. Yes, they are awesome, and these ones end up, they're just a little bit thicker, which means they write better, but also come in different colors. They write easier, I should say. So there's times that I can just sit here now that I have this plate and I will outline or have this print or design from it. I will outline it. But look how cool you can see. And I probably didn't use enough spray, but you can still see the Seth Apter stencil from Stencil Girl, of course, through it. I probably didn't spray enough. Which ones are Karen liking? Bics? Or Sharpies, excuse me? There's so many new markers on the market right now. I haven't been able to afford buying too many, but a while ago I bought a Liquitex marker, a paint one. It was again back in the summer, and I didn't like it. It was runny or something. Maybe I didn't. You can't find those anywhere? I found them at Walmart. Like just in the regular, you just have to look closely. Anybody else in the US have any suggestions where they found them? I don't have my documented life planner here to show you, but that's one of my favorite. I have a black Sharpie brush marker here. One of my favorite things, especially with this, you can see the outline on this Seth Apter stencil. I love these Sharpie brush and so does Bella. Bella also loves the Sharpie brush markers. This is a black one, and the tips are pretty broad. I cannot wait to get, Tim Holtz came out with that air sprayer thingamidoo. Now I've had one of those bad boys. Oh my goodness! Before Stampin' Up had them, I bought them at like a trade show when I was like young, maybe 15. Hi Dana. Anyways, uh, yeah, but I lost it. It's been so long, I have no idea. I can't wait to get one and use it with the Sharpies. Okay, so what I like to do is I just color with the Sharpie, especially black. And when I do this, yes, we have black sprays, of course. I've got the Dylusions black, which I treasure. And you can do paint, but sometimes when you're on the go, right, and you want minimal, if you're traveling and you want to bring minimal things, a black Sharpie marker is one of the easiest things to carry, and you can get, awesome things out of it. Let's see. Let's take a triple X over here. And you don't have to be too careful with it either. They're very durable. I really like these markers, I must say. Shout out to Sharpie and Bic. So a real quick way, I bought mine at Michael's with a coupon. I think this is from Stencil Girl. So if you go to stencilgirlproducts.com, he has 4 different ones, I believe, in this series. I mean, so to use stencils, you don't need fancy paints and all this stuff. Sometimes all you need is a marker. Thanks, Jane. All right, as I get better at this, I'm going to have to work with somebody to help me with links and goodness. So now I forgot totally what I was talking about or why we did that, but I absolutely love Sharpie markers. Oh, here we're chatting. I have one more to do, right? We had the one last one over here, which I will cut to make some Valentine's Day cards. And here we go back to the blurage. Alright, I don't remember what color. Did I use light colors or dark colors on that page? I can't remember. The sprays, I mean. This time, because that's all black, let's add some white paint and some yellow. I'll show you the, or not. We'll use cream and yellow. So again, just craft paint. And that's the fun with this too. You have to, there's so many combinations, but also practicing on how much paint to use or not use. Lots of different. So versatile, as I say. So I'm gonna do this one quick thing, and then we're gonna give away the 6x6 one. How's everybody been doing giveaways these days? The same old, everyone pick a number from what to this and, or what? Let's see, we'll use one of the bigger catalyst wedges. These are the rubber ones. Which came out before the mini ones, but the only difference is this is plastic, this is hard, and this is rubber. Just gonna make lines, I think. Just because that page that I'm gonna make Valentine's on. Oh, you know what? No, never mind. I think I want to do. I'm talking to myself again. I'm gonna rebrayer this and draw a little bit, a few hearts on there. We'll make it. I said it was Valentine's, so we'll have to make Valentine's Day card. More hearts. I only have this one style of catalyst brush, but there's a bunch of different styles. It's not just this funny looking comb. I think there's wedges and other funny things, other cool things too. Alright, last page here. Now, Suzanne bought that art snacks box. I'm telling you, I need to get my school so I can get a job so I can get that, because I think that's pretty cool. Dye your hair, get one for free. Oh, this is interesting. Look what happened here. Look what happened on my plate. Alright, getting out the ginormous Dylusions journal. Pressing that the second time. It does. Suzanne posts pictures of it on Instagram when she gets it, and it looks good. But I'm a sucker. Debbie knows. Kits, right from, it's because I joined Club Scrap in 1999. Like it, I just always loved kits. Oh. Yikes! I thought I dropped it, but we didn't. So that turned out pretty cool. I just put this on top of... Night, Jamie! So I definitely used the blue Dylusions on that one. London Blue came out. It came out. Okay. Where did I put them? Oh, yeah. So I think we had a good night. I think there's lots of ways to incorporate the black gesso ghosting technique with the jelly kit. But what's some fantastic, it actually went beyond my expectations. Again, this one was scrapbook paper, sprayed. Sprayed with the chevron doily stencil designed by Maria Maguire over at stencilgirlproducts.com. So we did that. This one was a piece of cardstock sprayed with Dylusions, darker Dylusions. So this turned out really dark. Then we just printed over, used the jelly, put that over the jelly plate with some yellow paint. This was in my composition art journal. Da, da, da. Come on. So I'm going to have fun with this, adding a few more layers. I think I'm going to stencil on top of that with some bright colors and put my title into these sections. But check out Seth Apter stencils. Absolutely awesome. I love his style. Kind of graffiti grunge. So the only one I don't quite like was the beginning. And this is what I tried to do on, I think I put too much paint. Maybe I didn't have enough spray. Who knows? But it just means, it's just a flop opportunity which I can add another layer on top of that sometime later. So we also have all these other off prints, second prints. I'm not sure what everybody else calls them. These are calling them these days, but we did pull some other prints off the plate in between that worked out well too. Any questions, my friends? I think I've got everything. I'm gonna have who's leaving? Anita. Okay, Anita, don't leave. We gotta pick a number. We got like a lot of people here though. Looks like there's 80. So when I type in go, I'm giving away a 6x6 jelly print. I know I didn't advertise it. I apologize to my regulars that do watch. I wanted it to be a surprise for the people that do come out and watch me on Saturday, especially because of me saying I'm going to stream and then having 2 Saturdays of internet fiasco-ness. So anyways, there's 80 people. That's a lot of people. So we're going to go from 1 to 80. Actually, there's only 67 signed in. So when I say go, pick a number between 1 to 80. First person that gets it. Oh, let me write it down over here somewhere in my little thing. Try not to pick her. Let's see. Okay. Oh, does Dee Dee still say that? Wait for it, wait for it. 1 to 80. Jane? I love Jane. She knew I was going to be something like that. Oh. First one, closest without going over. I don't know. It's going to take a while. Everybody's going crazy. And now my chat just bounced to the top. So close. There's some so close. Everybody done? Everybody in? All in? Should we stop now? I'm not experienced at this stuff. Need help. Anybody? We done? Linda doesn't have a jelly plane. Aww. Linda. Nobody's got the number yet, but can you do 2 numbers? Just keep guessing. You can do 80 numbers. Just keep guessing until you get it right. Oh, no. I'm just teasing. All right. This number was... But my wonderful friend Jane knows me very well because I almost put 18 because she knows my number is 18. But I thought I thought that was. So I saw, I believe JZ. Did JZ have 47? My chat's doing crazy things now. Can somebody help? Somebody help. I think it was JZ. I think JZ had 47. Sherry, did you guess 8? And so, well, I believe I do not have JZ's address, actually. So you'd have to email it to me if you're comfortable. So that's exciting. I so appreciate everybody coming, and I really hope that you enjoyed this stream. And I hope that this solidifies your faith that everything's back to normal with me over here. I didn't get any crazy text sending me into some thing like Wednesday or anything. We have no technical problems. We're back. Who is 47? JZ. Yay! So JZ, JournalArtista at gmail.com or anywhere. You'll find me. So I shall see you on Wednesday night. Thanks, everyone. It was so good to see everybody back again for Stencil Saturday. And again, if you like Seth Apter stencils or Maria McGuire's, don't forget to check out Stencil Girl products. I absolutely love them. And then the Olympics. So let's all go watch the Olympics. Watch Canada win more gold. Yes. And watch the U.S. Well, I root for everybody, not just Canadians. I just love see athletes like the experience with. I just love watching. I get excited. I almost, you see people cry because it's their dream. Like whoever's on this podium winning gold, I'm in tears with them because it's so exciting. So see you on Instagram, Suzanne. All right. Good night, everybody.